Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Before we start, we'll offer our prayers. We'll get the blessings from our previous acharyas before we start sharing. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagrana Lalita Shri Vishakambhitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Today I chose the topic of gratitude. What is gratitude? Gratitude in our simple language is being grateful. Being grateful to whatever opportunities we have, being grateful to whatever we have in our life. So it doesn't matter whether it is spiritual life or material life, because there is no difference. We are spirit souls, we are not this body. But anyway, in our heart, the spirituality, it's like a seed that's growing in our heart. So what do we do when we put a seed when we plant a seed? What do? We just plant it and then leave it? No, right? We try to water it. We try to put some kind of powerful soil, and we keep watching how the seed is going to become a seedling, a sprout is coming, and how it is growing. When it comes up, we are all very happy, right? Yeah, I planted it, it's coming. And we wanted to see it growing. And then, if it's a flower plant, we want to see it's flowering. If it's a fruit, we wanted to see the result of that tree giving the fruit. So similarly, when it comes to our spiritual life, the seed of bhakti has been sown into our hearts. It is already there. The seed probably is sown to some of us by our spiritual masters, to some of us by parents, to some of us probably by Srila Prabhupada. But the seed of bhakti is there in all of our hearts. So how we are watering it? We are watering it. Most of us are watering it through chanting, through seva, through some kind of book distribution, whatever seva you do, through reading, hearing, through all that processes, we are actually trying to water it. But just imagine if you take that same seed and put it in right across the street on 8th Avenue, where we are parking the cars, right? You find some space between those two bricks of the road and sow it. You're watering it, you're actually bringing, powerful water or mineral water and putting it to probably distilled water and pouring it. Is that seed is going to grow? You're putting, it's still between two bricks, right? On the road. But if the same seed is planted in the backyard of our temple, what will happen if you keep watering it? What is the difference? What is the difference between that and this one?
Hazards up there.
Right.
Environment.
Environment and the soil, right? The soil which is in the backyard is fertile for that seed to grow. When you are planting the same thing on the road of 8th Avenue, the soil is not fertile to grow. So gratitude is that soil in our hearts. If we are not grateful for what we have, if we are not grateful to Krishna, if we don't develop that grateful heart, the seed of bhakti is there. We are watering it, watering it, watering it, watering it. It is still accepting the water. But because that soil is not fertile, it will never grow. Or it may die, or it will take forever to grow. So the gratitude is that kind of a soil that helps for that seed to grow. So basically when it comes to our life situations, gratitude is basically seeing beyond that immediate situation that comes in our life. Right? One situation comes in life, immediately we react. We have two kinds of options when a situation comes. We were discussing in the Bhagavad Gita reading group every day. One is either you want to react to that situation, the other one is you can respond to that situation. So, but anyway, when the gratitude is basically you wanted to see beyond that immediate situation. When you try to put an effort to see beyond that situation, you can actually can see an opportunity to grow in Krishna consciousness through that situation. We can see an opportunity to come closer to Krishna through that situation. It's a wonderful opportunity to come closer to Krishna. It's like ocean waves. When the wave comes, we see the waves coming. How long the wave will stay? A minute? Less than a minute? The wave will come onto the shore and then go back. Come onto the shore and go back. So in our life, the situations are like that. They come and go. They come and go. But there is something under those waves that is solid. There is something under those waves that is not moving, that is steady. So that is what we have to look for in any situation in life. So ultimately, every situation is an opportunity to take shelter of Krishna. So when we take shelter of Krishna, then we can feel that inconceivable essence that Krishna is trying to teach us through that situation. Very difficult. When the situation comes, as long as it is positive, when the situation is positive, we are like, oh, thank you, Krishna, really, I'm so thankful, Krishna, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, like you got promoted, or, you know, anything, promotion, or students, they got good grades. It's easy to come and just offer obeisances and say, thank you, Krishna, so much, thank you, Krishna, so much. And you got demoted. Same situation, right? It's a little bit different. You got promoted, now you got demoted. We don't even want to come to temple and say, thank you, Krishna. We wanted to question Krishna that time. Why? Why did you do this to me? Right? I was listening to one of the senior devotees lecturer, not on this topic, but a different topic. He was sharing, a Christian preacher, he wrote a book about how he had an opportunity to interact with three or four other Christian preachers on how they preach. You know, he was trying to learn to preach, you know, trying to become a father, pastor, whatever you call. So he was trying and taking some guidance from these people, and he was completely, totally inspired from this, the way the people are approaching others to preach. And then, you know, he was angry. These other preachers are very old people, and they're almost very, very old. So at the time of them leaving the body, they could not take it. They could not take it. Then a lot of negativity about Jesus came into their minds. We did so much for you. Entire life we preached, we brought so many people to your shelter. Why are you doing this to us? You are not this body. They didn't realize it. So much of negativity. So unless until we don't develop that grateful heart for whatever we have been given, it's very difficult, very, very difficult to digest the situations. Same thing if you take in our Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj. Right? People who doesn't know who is Parikshit Maharaj was a great king, grandson of Arjuna. So he was cursed. Right? What did he do? He put a dead snake around Samkhya Rishi's neck. But then it explains that when he was walking, after he has done that, he was thinking, what have I done? And he was ready for the reaction. He was totally ready for the reaction. And when his son cursed him, what is Parikshit Maharaj's reaction immediately? He could see Krishna in the form of the Dvija, Shapa, Rupa. Dvija means twice born, the Brahmin boy, and it came in the form of a curse. So he could see Krishna came in my life in the form of a curse. Grateful heart. He was so grateful for it. He dropped everything and he went to the banks of Ganges, and then Sukadeva Goswami spoke to him Srimad Bhagavatam. When Sukadeva Goswami came, when Sukadeva Goswami was speaking, he did not ask Sukadeva Goswami, please speed up, we don't have time. Just don't worry about narrating the entire pastime of Krishna. He said, please don't try to explain to me in very short way. Please explain it to me in very detail. How it happened, what happened. So how that grateful heart came? Because he has it. He developed it. He saw Krishna when he was in his womb, when he was in the womb, when he was about to be killed. So when he came out, that's why his name is Parikshit, meaning observer. That he is examining everybody because he is looking for Krishna. He saw Krishna in the womb and he is looking for Krishna. That's why his name is Parikshit, examiner. So Krishna. So because he has that grateful heart, whatever Sukadeva Goswami is explaining, even Sukadeva Goswami is blissful to see Parikshit Maharaj asking questions. Yes, this is the enthusiasm we need. This is the sincerity in Krishna consciousness that we needed to understand Krishna. Serving Krishna is good. We all can do it. We come to temples, some Prabhu says, take out the trash, you can take out the trash. Somebody else, wash the pots. But are we grateful for that service that we have been given? Most of the time in our life, we are so much worried about what we don't have. We are so much worried about what we don't have. Sitting here in this position, just imagine what we have. We have eyes to see. How many millions of people don't have eyes in the entire world, struggling? Every single minute is darkness in their life. People don't have legs to walk. They have to sit in the wheelchairs. They need somebody's assistance to get off the wheelchair, to sit in the wheelchair. We have 2 legs to walk. We have 2 hands to do anything, everything. People don't have hands. Can you imagine how much struggle it could be for them to eat and do things, to depend on people? We have nice intelligence that we can use and do so many sevas, so many services to Krishna. Are we grateful for it? No. People who are fat, they are worried about getting thin. People who are slim, they are worried about getting fat. Right? Something you don't have. That is what is illusion. That's how Maya directs you. You are doing seva, everything is fine. Just see when you go to Kirtan, everybody is dancing and jumping because you are fat, you could not dance. Or somebody says, see how thin she is, she looks so nice when she dresses up, you are so fat, you can't. Forget it. As long as we can do that service to Krishna in any condition of our lives unconditionally, then we can develop that grateful heart. As long as we have those conditions when we do seva to Krishna, if I have time, I will do it. If I am not tired, I will come to the program. If I am done with my shopping, I will come to the program. As long as if you have those if clauses, we are too far away from Krishna. Whenever an opportunity comes, we have to be grateful. We may not get that opportunity again. We never know what is going to happen tomorrow to us. Be grateful for what we have today and be thankful to Krishna because he is the one who is giving everything. Recently in India, in one of the places, Delhi, New Delhi, a lot of people would have been heard that place name. There is so much pollution in the air. Tremendous pollution. Every single person is walking with mask onto the, and they cover their face like this, only eyes you can see. They are struggling, people are getting different kinds of diseases through that polluted air. How many of us are sitting here when we go out are thankful to have one lung full of breath? Are we grateful? No. We always wanted something that we don't have. If you are being thrown in the desert, then we will understand the value of water. How many of us sitting here understand the value of the water and grateful for that resource that Krishna has given? Nobody. We have prasadam to eat, but still we complain. Too much oil or too much spice. We have always something to say. Conditioning. And we have to aspire at least to come out of it by the grace of Krishna. Without the grace of Krishna, it's not possible. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to Vrindavan. He wanted to go to Vrindavan, then thousands of people started following him. Then Sanatana Goswami and they said, oh, no, this is not the way to go to Vrindavan, So you have to go yourself so you can meditate and then get some mercy of Krishna. So then he dropped. Then he went himself with Balabhadra Bhattacharya. He went with him one time to Vrindavan. They were walking through the forest, they are just stopping like, how when the traveling book distributors, they stop in Columbus, they have prasadam here, they keep on moving. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also traveled like that to different places. When there is no food, sometimes Balabhadra Bhattacharya used to walk around the forest and collect roots and fruits for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and feed him. So when they returned back from Vrindavan, what did Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Balabhadra Bhattacharya? He said, I'm so grateful to you, Balabhadra Bhattacharya. Just because of you, I survived my trip to Vrindavan. Who is saying that? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, who is the provider of everything, who is the controller of everything. He is telling Balabhadra Bhattacharya, because of you, I survived my trip. We are here sitting, living entities, don't have a control to control our restroom activity. And we are complaining about everything. And Krishna is grateful just to his devotee for feeding roots and fruits. That is Krishna. That's why he says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Offer me with love and devotion, even if the water, leaf, anything, I will be happy. How many of us can be happy like that? So we could not develop that heart because we have a complaining nature. So our soil is still the seed is struggling to pop up. The seed is struggling to sprout. We are watering, but we are not putting proper soil on the ground. When we put that proper soil on the ground, developing a grateful heart, then that seed of bhakti grows. And it grows and it grows and it grows and grows and it becomes a Bhakti Lata Bija. It's called Bhakti Lata Bija, the seed. So the Bhakti Lata grows and grows and grows in the service of Krishna, in the association of devotees, by developing that grateful heart, by developing that love and devotion for Krishna. And one day, that will give a wonderful flower. Then your spiritual master picks up that flower and offers it to Krishna. That is the perfection of life. If the seed doesn't even sprout, what our spiritual masters can offer? They're giving us all kinds of guidance. They're giving us all kinds of scriptures. They're giving Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Everything is there. But we could not use them in the way they are supposed to be used. Lives of so many acharyas, lives of so many devotees. During Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came, who is both combination of Radha and Krishna, when he came here 500 years ago, during his Mahaprakash Leela, meaning he was manifesting his opulences during that time and giving benedictions to everybody. Everybody, anybody, come on, what do you want? What do you want? Ask me, I will give you. Ask me, I will give you. But he was not calling one person. His name is Mukunda. He was a wonderful Mridanga player and Kirtaniya during their Kirtans in Srivas Sangam house. So Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur and everybody else, they're like, he is calling everybody else. He is telling whoever is not there, they're like, go call Kalivacha Sridhar. Go call this person. Go call that person. And he is giving benedictions to everybody. But he was not even paying attention to Mukunda. And Advaita Acharya, Srivas, Nityananda Mahaprabhu, they are like, what did Mukunda do? Please, Lord, please show your mercy upon him. Please have mercy on him. He's crying, he's struggling there, he's totally devastated. What did he do? Why he's not having mercy? Please call him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, I don't want to see his face. He's associating with these kinds of people. I don't want to see him. And finally, out of all their requests, they kept on requesting. They're going back to Mukunda and saying, don't worry, please Mukunda, please don't be devastated, you'll be okay. And they're coming back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, begging, Mahaprabhu, please give mercy to Mukunda. And then going back to Mukunda, Mukunda, you're okay. And then coming back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, he can only see me after 10 million births. And then Mukunda, who is behind the curtains, started dancing in ecstasy. The Lord is going to see me in 10 million lifetimes. The Lord is going to see me in 10 million lifetimes. And then Nityananda Prabhu, everybody is coming and like, no, Lord wants to see you now. Come on. He's like, Hare Krishna, Lord is going to see me in 10 million births. No, come now. No, Hare Krishna, Lord is going to see me in 10 million births. Why? And then they have all these people, they have to grab him, pick him, lift him, and then drop him before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted to see you now. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows his rupa that Mukunda wanted to see. Why did he do that? He wanted to reveal the glory of Mukunda, how grateful he is for an opportunity that he has in his life. He is an intimate associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is there whenever he does kirtan. He is there whenever he does dancing. But still he is grateful to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu face to face after 10 million lifetimes. We are sitting here. 1 year we chant, come on Krishna, let's have a face-to-face interview. Where are you? And then we go and ask different people. I am chanting, I am doing seva, I am dressing, I am doing whatever I am doing. But where is Krishna? Why he is not coming? I need to see Krishna face to face. So that means what? All these days that we did that seva, whatever seva we are saying, there is a condition behind on a subtle level. you're doing that seva because you wanted to see Krishna. Whether it is there on the gross level or subtle level, the condition is there. Krishna knows. I can pretend as if I'm a pure devotee before all of you. But Krishna knows. The problem is when I talk to you, you can only react to what I say or what you heard about that situation, based on what I say, based on what you hear. You never know my intent of saying it. But Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He knows our intent of doing that particular service. He knows our intent of reacting to your situation. Whether we are reacting to the situation with a grateful heart, Hanuman, he burned whole Lanka. Right? When he went to see where is Sita, he burnt whole Lanka. Lord Ramchandra is not angry on him. He helped him. Because he knows Hanuman's intent of burning Lanka. So Krishna knows our intention of doing any single simple seva. Don't think that it's only come to when we dress him and touch him, do things. Even if you pick up a mat, when you're picking up mat, he knows what is it. Why you are picking up that mat and keeping it back. So in the path of devotional service, we have only one seva. That seva is to glorify Krishna. Glorify Krishna in any way, through seva, through chanting, through reading, through discussions. By doing that slowly in the association of devotees, we should be able to develop that grateful heart. And we have so many examples in our life. Our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, what age he came to United States? At the age of 70 years. Most of us who are sitting here probably, we're all here from the age of middle 20s to 40s. If we sit for half an hour, you limp when you get up. Lot of people, 80% of the people need a wall to sit. 10% of the people has to fold the legs in different directions throughout the class. Only in this age. And Srila Prabhupada came to United States at the age of 70. Why? How? Because he was grateful for the gift that he received in his life from his spiritual master. He was meditating on that gift for 40 years before he boarded Jaladuta. He wasn't just tried for 1 year, 2 years and says, okay, Guru Maharaj, please forgive me, and learn one forgive pranam mantra and just offered obeisance and just, I'm done. I cannot do this seva. No. He meditated on that 40 years, sitting in Radha Damodar temple in that small room with clay walls, looking at the Samadhi Mandir of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, everybody, Jiva Goswami, praying at their feet that, please allow me to do this service. What is it? How could he be able to do that? He traveled the entire planet, entire world, 11 times, 13 times, some. How could he do that? Because he has a grateful heart for the gift that he received, and he wanted to share that gift to everybody. He could see the suffering of every living entity. And he wanted to give that gift to everybody. Please don't suffer. Take this blissful Krishna consciousness and come out of this cycle of birth and death, and let's go back to home, back to Godhead. Unconditional compassion. There is no conditions when he served. There is no conditions when he preached. Because he is unconditional, Krishna manifested everything, anything that he tried to do. The first time when he came to New York, I was listening. I like to listen to Prabhupada's pastimes from his disciples. You really can connect to to those pastimes when they speak. When he was in one of those rooms in New York, can you imagine a room with windowless? No windows to that room. He was in that room sharing with somebody. He doesn't even know who is that person. He was just chanting, walking on the streets of New York, trying to somehow preach Krishna consciousness. In few days, somebody stole his typewriter, somebody stole all his belongings, nothing in hands. Did he comply? Krishna, why are you doing this to me? I came here to preach your glories. He did not do that. He said, whatever is happening, Krishna, that's your mercy. I am your puppet. Please do whatever you want to do with me. And I heard during that time when he was in that room, there is a blackout in New York, back in 1960s sometimes. It was 8 hours, entire United States has blackout. No electricity. Billions and millions of dollars of loss. And one of the persons who used to come and see Srila Prabhupada, he took something for Prabhupada to eat because there is nothing, right? Here electricity goes down, unless until you have a gas stove, everything is gone. Your fridge is gone, your stove is gone, everything is gone. So he took something to eat for Prabhupada, some fruits. And Prabhupada was sitting there and chanting in the darkness. And they interviewed that Prabhu who took that prasad to Srila Prabhupada. And he said, I did not see a speck of disturbance in his face. He was totally peaceful and chanting the holy names. If he would not have done that sacrifice for us, none of us, not even a single person who is sitting in this room, we are not here today. Are we grateful for him? How many of us think about Srila Prabhupada every single day and say, thank you Srila Prabhupada, except Mother? When we come, we offer obeisances and we go down to the deities and we offer obeisances. Did we ever say any single day, we offer obeisances, we read pranam mantra. Did we ever say from the heart, thank you Prabhupada for your sacrifice. Thank you Srila Prabhupada for being in our life. Thank you for saving. Thank you for being the saving grace of our life. We don't. Because we are totally complacent with our situations. We are so ungrateful. If we evaluate one by one like this, that's why I chose this topic. I started doing this recently, honestly speaking. We are not grateful for so many things that we have in our lives. But when we can develop that grateful heart, then we can see Krishna manifesting in our lives different things. But at the same time, that mercy may not come the way we wanted, that is there. We know Srila Prabhupada's life. Do you think Srila Prabhupada did not go through anything? He just, everything Krishna arranged and everything is like a smooth, nice wave? No. In today's world, in order for us to come from India to United States, it's 22 hours of flight. Right? So the moment that we book the ticket, the moment we plan the trip, we're already tired. Isn't it? We're already tired. Oh, 22 hours of flight, we stretch our back. We didn't even sit yet in the flight. And we go there, we need 3 days minimum. Don't disturb me, I'm tired. 22 hours of flight. At the same time in the flight we have everything. Juice comes to you, food comes to you, there is a restroom to go, everything. They'll give you a nice shawl to be warm and nice. How did Prabhupada came to United States? Srila Prabhupada came to United States in that cargo ship. 38 days. he traveled through the ocean 38 days, going through 3 heart attacks, no doctors. He was living on some kind of cereal that he prepared in India. Sometimes he's cooking, sometimes he's not cooking. 3 heart attacks. Even sitting in that cargo ship of Jaladuta, he was translating, he was writing, he was scripting, he was vomiting, what not he has. But still, the driving force behind him is his grateful heart for his spiritual master, grateful heart for Krishna, the unconditional compassion that he developed, the unconditional compassion that he has to give us Krishna in our lives. So if we go on like this, we have so many examples in the scriptures, so many examples in front of our eyes that happened. And another example, and I'm only quoting that I know, there are so many other examples, you can go through scriptures. Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. He's one of Prabhupada's disciples. Gitanagari, he used to be in Gitanagari. His mood is kind of Vasudeva Datta's mood. He travels very much towards Africa and other countries. And he could see so many people wanted to take up Krishna consciousness, but they have some kind of struggles, some kind of blockers that they are objecting them to take up to Krishna consciousness. Because he has that compassionate heart. He has that grateful heart. He offered a prayer to Krishna. He wrote a prayer to Krishna that let all those sufferings come on to me. Let me take the reactions of all those people's karma on me. And let all those people be sincere in Krishna consciousness. Not very long after that letter, he complained about the foot pain. Everybody thought that is something simple. And when they took him to the doctor, when they did all these tests and biopsies and everything, they found out that he has melanoma cancer. All of his god brothers, god sisters, they begged him, take back your prayer. Don't do this. We need you to preach. We need you to go all over the world and inspire people. Take back the prayer. He said, I'm not doing it. Even in that situation, if you see him, whoever saw him during the situation, stage by stage, he started walking, limping in the beginning. Then they had to take off one leg. And he started walking on the crutches. Did he stop giving classes? I wish I can show you that video on, I don't know if it is there on the YouTube, but that time I got a CD. During Guru Puja, he threw his crutches and he started dancing on one leg. We went to his Vyasa Puja celebrations. Everybody is like, nobody is dancing, everybody's hands are like this in the Gitanagari temple because they are scared that he's going to fall. But what an ecstasy, what a grateful heart he has for Krishna. He was jumping and dancing in the kirtan. Slowly, it started going to different parts of the body and his back. He couldn't sit properly. People has to lift him and put him in the wheeling chair and take him back. And my spiritual master, he was with him for almost 2-3 months. And then every time he sees my Gurudev, His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj, with tears in his eyes, Bhakti Tirtha Swami used to tell him, I cannot trade this position for anything in the world. Who can say that? Except a person with a grateful heart. We get some little pain here and there, back pain, leg pain, ear pain, head pain, whatever it is. We have 100 complaints to say. We have 100 excuses of why we could not do a service. But because he has that grateful heart, he kept on saying, I cannot trade this position. Why? Because he could see the presence of Krishna in his life. Through that grateful heart, he could see the mercy of Krishna flowing through him to different people. So many people are going to him to pacify him, but they are coming out with ecstasy, talking to him. How is this possible? There are so many people like that. Another devotee, Srila Prabhupada disciple, her name is Kunti Mataji. Very old devotee of New Vrindavan. Same thing, she got cancer too. And she was on a wheelchair. And people felt so compassionate, so sad that she got cancer. She was in Boise when she actually very sick. And she was staying with some devotees there. I know she was staying with Radhika Raman Prabhu's family for some time. And then one day she asked, there is an international, some kind of festival is going on. She asked that family that she's staying with, that, can you please take me to that festival because I wanted to distribute books. And then that family said, are you crazy? You can't even sit in the wheelchair for half an hour to 1 hour every time you need help to lift you up and put you back. Are you crazy? And with folded hands, with tears in her eyes, she said, please, I wanted to do this seva to my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. Please take me to this event. And she went, she distributed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books. We are all healthy here, nice. And we receive an email saying International Festival is going on, we're setting up a book table. How many of us are going? We don't have that grateful heart for the gift that we received. And when she came back to New Vrindavan, a lot of people went to see her. You don't believe what she did during that time. When she comes to know that some devotees are coming, she used to go on that wheelchair and make sure whoever comes to see her has some prasadam to eat. She used to cook. She used to read books. She used to listen to Prabhupada lectures. And when my spiritual master spoke to her, with torrents of tears coming out of her eyes, she said, I never felt Srila Prabhupada so close to me. I'm feeling, I can hear Prabhupada talking to me. I can feel his presence next to me. I can't tell you how grateful I am for this situation. Same thing. I don't want to trade anything in the world for this. We don't have those calamities in our life. By Krishna's grace, we are all having wonderful facilities, wonderful association, so many books, so many audio, so many videos available, but still we comply. Still we want something else that is not there. Still we want something else that we cannot get. We don't even know we will be here to get it when we aspire. Because we are not there to develop the great. We are still thinking, I want that, I want that, I want that. Where is Krishna in life? It's only still I. We are doing seva to Krishna. But that will come, that purification will come slowly, slowly. Nothing will go in vain in Krishna consciousness. But at the same time, we have to soil. We have to put a proper soil to that seed so that it can grow. Wonderful, wonderful souls had given up their bodies in the same service of Krishna, feeling the presence of Srila Prabhupada. He told his disciples, you follow the 4 regulative principles and you chant Hare Krishna and serve Krishna. I will personally come and take you when it is time to go. And we have tons of examples to feel. Bhaktitirtha Swami's life, amazing life. Because I saw it personally, I can relate it more and tell you. One of his god brothers, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, left before him. And he told one day, oh, Tamal came yesterday and spoke to me. And he said, Srila Prabhupada has some other service to me. We are all like, what? And it is true. Can you imagine? Another mind-blowing thing I will tell you that happened in his life that I can never forget. You know, when we leave the body, spiritual aeroplanes comes or spiritual chariots comes and take you to the spiritual world. The chariot really came for him. The chariot really came for him way before he left the body. They said, let's go, you are ready to go. Vishnudutas came. They told him, let's go, you're ready to go. You know what he told them? This is not a fantasy, Disney. This is truth. This is a fact that happened in Gita Nagari, in his life, in his house. He told them, I still have energy in my body. My body is not completely collapsed. I wanted to utilize this body in the service of Srila Prabhupada until this body is not useful anymore. And Vishnudutas has to leave. Who can say that except a person with such grateful heart for the gift that he received in his life? Taking all these examples of these great souls, we have to develop that grateful heart in us. So only a grateful heart is the place for Krishna's residence. Just by doing seva, chanting this, Krishna is not going to come and sit here. We have to have that grateful heart so Krishna can come and sit in your heart and guide you. By reading so many other books, Leelamrita is there. So many other people who left the body, their realizations are there with us. Their experiences are there with us. We can meditate on all those things. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen by tomorrow morning 5 a.m. when the alarm rings, ting, and then I'm having a grateful heart. No. It's an endeavor. It's an effort, a conscious effort from our side to develop that grateful heart. When we could develop that grateful heart, we can see the presence of Krishna in every situation of our life, in every response that we are going to give to that situation in our life. And then Krishna is happy. Krishna will be smiling at us. Now also Krishna is smiling at us. Right? Krishna is smiling at us now also because we are planning something and Krishna is sitting there and saying, plan. Very nice. Right? Krishna is laughing at our planning because he knows what is going to happen, but we have a different plan. So Krishna is laughing in a different way. But when we have that grateful heart, Krishna will be laughing at us, smiling at us, thinking, my child grew. My child became an adult. My child is coming back soon to me. Krishna is waiting for us more than how we wanted to go to Krishna. A lot of us wanted to go back to home, back to God. It is a very simple thing that we know the sentence, going back home, back to Godhead. But there is a lot of conscious effort that is needed to travel through our journey in Krishna consciousness. So let us offer our grateful heart at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, praying for him to give us strength, to give us intelligence, to develop that grateful heart, to develop that unconditional compassion, and be the instruments in his service. Yes, Prabhu.
Two people experience the same thing. One person is grateful, one person is not grateful. Or the same person experiences at one point and isn't grateful, but another time becomes grateful. So what causes gratitude to come up?
Conditioning. It's our ego. It's our conditioning. Mainly our false ego. Because when we come to this material world, we are affected by the three modes of material nature, and our real ego is covered with our false ego. So what happens when we do a seva? We are grateful for the opportunity that we got the seva. But if nobody is, what is that word? Recognizing that. Nobody is recognizing your seva, then there is something glitch in the back, right? Oh, I did this, but nobody recognized this. Nobody said anything. I'm doing this seva for last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 months, 5 months. Nobody even saying anything. You are grateful in one sense because you are expecting that. There is also a condition. But sometimes we are really grateful and really happy. That time Krishna will lift you from that conditioning. A moment, like when you dip in the water and get up like this, and feel that greatness and gratitude, and you're going back again. So unless until we are really purified, unless until we really offer that ego, saying whether I get recognition or not, whether people says negative things about my service or positive things about my service, Krishna, this is my conscious effort, this is my full ability to do that service. When we can do that, it will come. Some things we cannot do because of that reason. We need something out of it, or we need some recognition out of it, or we are, okay, to Krishna, I'll wash the floors for next 2-3 weeks, make sure my heart is also cleansed. It's not going to happen. So conditioning. When we are ready to do that unconditional, unmotivated devotional service, that grateful heart will develop. If there is a motivation behind what you are doing, if there is a condition behind what you are doing, we are still trying. We are not there yet. Any other questions? All right. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.